Okay, we're live and we're rolling. Let's see if there go the notifications of the indoctrinations. Yes. We are live, and I just want to say welcome to the show, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Days turn into years, but we're still here podcasting, folks. Yes, indeed we are. Thought I heard something there for a second. Let's see, what did I hear? What did I hear? I heard a noise. I don't know what that noise was, but I definitely think I heard a noise. Do we have... Oh, that may have been what I heard right there, actually. That was the crypto market is making noises. Okay. Okay, we're looking good. We're looking good here. All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the chat. Wait. Can anybody just say something in the chat so I know it's working? Like, hello? That'd be great. It says it's showing 3. No, I guess should I refresh it? $21.23, $21.27.
Sean the Orca guy.
Hey, Sean. Thank
Good morning,
you.
Nate.
Good
Storming
morning.
like crazy here. LOL.
Let me go get my
Tornado
coffee.
Alley.
I got coffee. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. I almost forgot my coffee. Well, I did forget my coffee, but it's already made. I'm just gonna grab it and put my creamer and grab some grapes. I gotta put a little creamer. Creamer. Get me some creamer. Grapes. Why aren't you guys chatting me up in the chat, man? I'm not hearing any chats. Why won't you guys chat, man? Sean's the only person that's going to say a chat today? How many people are going to actually use the chat? Let's find out. Got my grapes, as you see. Turns out Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump are the groomers. Isn't that funny? The Republicans are the grooming party. Isn't that funny? You know, you want to call them out? Call them out for the groomers they are. They want to groom your children to be Christians. They want to groom them into hating African Americans and thinking that they benefited from slavery.
Your is very flavorful.
All kinds of grooming going on the Republican side. All kinds of grooming going on in the state of Florida from the Republican leadership. You know, they're groomers. So call them that. You're trying to groom children into the way you want them to be. You're a bunch of groomers. And the beautiful thing about that word is all Republicans already understand that word. Because they were mischaracterizing the LGBTQ community as groomers. Well, guess what? The actual groomers aren't the LGBTQ community. The actual groomers are the grooming Republicans that want to groom every kid to be a little Christian moron that can't think for themselves. That's grooming. Or indoctrinating. You know, like Brant Robinson says here. We're going to watch a little bit of this. You guys like Brant? I share him on my Twitter feed all the time. I hope that when I do that you guys will choose to retweet those tweets of Brant. He's great. He's a teacher. Works in Florida. He's got to deal with this DeSantis bull all the time. God, I wish there was a quick way to do this, man. I've tried clicking all these buttons. Nothing does transform. What did that just do? Edit? What did I just do? That was weird. I'm thinking if I just click the right button while I've got this. I'm just trying different things here. That V brings up the view button. Stats. What's the way? Quick crop, man. There's gotta be a. What about C? That doesn't crop it. Nothing I do seems to work. It would just help me if I could quick crop in OBS. Let me just type that in. OBS quick crop. How to crop and resize video. Alt crop. Can alt crop on this by following these quick steps. First, go to open bar, start recording, then select open window capture. In this preview window, you will see how OBS Studio is taking your web at the moment. What? Jeez Louise, you'd think it would be this easy thing. Okay, there's no video here. So stupid. What is going on? What just happened? Search.yahoo.com sucks it. Wow, look at this slow. Hope the kafefe is very flavorful. Thank you, Sean. How to crop or resize video. How come when I click on the videos it opens up another search page? Oh my God, this is not working at all. The internet's broken, guys. Oh my God. You remember when you used to just click on a link and it would take you to the link? It doesn't work anymore. How to crop or resize a video. If I click on it, it takes me to another video search page. Wow. How stupid is that? OBS crop.
So you have your video source in OBS, and you need to not only resize it, but
Yeah, I want to crop it.
video source, a media source, something like that. So anyway, we're inside this box here.
Right.
And you see in all corners and on the sides we have handles.
Yes.
We can move and, stretch and resize the box.
Yes. Yes. Hurry
But
up,
they
you
have
fucking
a
idiot.
little feature, a hidden feature. Hidden, I don't know if it's hidden or what. But anyway, when you go to click on one of these handles, if you hold the Alt button before you do, you can
Oh, before you do. Oh.
pull the sides in, the top.
Oh, it's working! Auto crop, it's the Alt button.
To crop your.
It worked. Yay, it's the Alt button, guys. This has been driving me. I knew there had to be an easy, fast way to do this. And it's been driving me freaking crazy. Now my show's going to be so much better that I've learned that. Okay, good. Alt. It's the Alt button. All right. So anyway, here is Brant Robinson. My audience isn't here being supportive at all. None of them. Sean showed up and said hello, and now he's not even here anymore. He's not saying anything. And the rest of you aren't saying anything either. All the other 4 of you that are watching. So, not even a hello, huh? All right, well.
Good evening. Thank you as always for your kindness and for your insights. It's time for you and me, my friends, to flip the script on words like indoctrinate and indoctrination.
Yes, it
Listen,
is.
the word indoctrinate
I agree.
just means to teach a person or a group a set of beliefs uncritically, without question. Think about what's happened over the last few years. People like my governor, Ron DeSantis, people like Donald Trump, any number of Republican leaders, even Nikki Haley regularly use the word indoctrination like it's some kind of proven actual practice. The fact is, indoctrination is exactly what they've been engaged in, and it's time that you and I call it out.
Indoctrination is exactly what the Republicans have been engaged in, and it's time we call it out. He says it kind of fast, but that's very important that you seize on those words and you do what he's saying, call them out on their indoctrination and call them groomers. They'll hate that. Call them groomers.
Because for the last couple of years, my governor, Ron DeSantis, has regularly accused public school teachers like me of engaging in indoctrination, using things like critical race theory. It's not taught in a single K through 12 public school in the country, my friends. I assure you.
You hear that? No critical race theory is taught in any schools, in any classes, in any high schools, anywhere. That's what the high school teacher just told us. And yet there's this big outcry from all these Republicans, these indoctrinuts, these grooming douchebags to put an end to something that's not even there. And if you're out there crying about it, then you've been hoodwinked, my friend.
And yet he continues to use it. Then he takes critical race theory, conflates it with diversity, equity, and inclusion. And you and I know, every great teacher you ever had always modeled diversity, equity, and inclusion each and every day. And now it's all bundled into something called wokeness. The fact is, millions of my governor's supporters have been indoctrinated. They have been taught a set of beliefs without critically thinking, without questioning. It's time for you and I to deliberately flip the script. Why don't we begin to use the word indoctrination when we talk about them? You know how important messaging is, my friends. We are all in this together, and we understand we have a year to get ready for the November 2024 presidential election. And you're going to hear the word indoctrination thrown around left and right. And of course, the way that Ron DeSantis, the way that Donald Trump uses the word is based on a foundation of lies. You and I can use the word, and it's actually based in fact. You guys be well and have a great start to your week.
Good, huh? Oh, I'm so glad I learned how to crop these windows quickly. So what's going to make watching videos so much easier on here? I can't believe how long that took me to do. Found a UAP on my property.
I discovered a UAP.
That's a good one. The UAP on Twitter. That's good.
Pog. Spread love, bro.
Trying
Gender
to. It's hard to
equality is
do
for
when nobody
everyone.
shows up.
Stand up for your sisters, mothers, and brothers. Let's create a world where everyone is treated with dignity and respect, regardless of gender. Bro. CJ Hill. Good morning, based God.
Hey, CJ Hill. So a couple of my favorite viewers are here. That's nice. I'll put on a show just for you guys. Three of my favorites. We got Sean, we got Pog, we got CJ Hill. Let me tell you guys are three of a kind, an awesome human. All three of you. And I love that the three of you are here. That's like a trifecta of perfecta. And I gotta say, I'm really happy to see the
Dabs
three of you
Fortes.
here.
Yone, good morning.
Hey, Dabs, good to see you too. There we go. One of my other favorites. Very good, very good. Trying to put on a show, and I didn't have a lot of people here, but now I really like the selection of audience members that are here. We got Sean, we got Pog, we got CJ, we got Dabs. Very good.
Joel Froggy. Hello.
Hey, Joel Froggy
CJ
representing
Hill.
over there from
The
Australia.
Holy
What's up?
Trinity.
The Holy Trinity, did you say?
Hello,
Oh, you totally went there.
Nay.
Heavy P, dude. Come to more shows, Heavy P. I need you, bro. You used to come a lot, and I don't see you ever. So please come to more shows, man. I'm so glad you're here. So glad. Very good, guys. Just, I got some content. I mean, it might not be the most exciting show on the internet, man. I might not have all of the eye candy, but I keep it real. You're going to get a lot of truth here, and you're going to learn something. We're going to have fun, and maybe, get high and show the world that cannabis isn't, such a bad thing. I just saw this thing today. They were talking about cannabis. Sanjay Gupta's doing some big thing about cannabis is this and that, and all these people are using cannabis and blah, blah, blah. Bro, I've been talking about it on the internet for over 10 years, Sanjay. You're late to the party. I've been on here pontificating about it. Go back and watch my videos and see every video. I use cannabis in every video. I smoke it in my lungs. I'm still alive. I haven't died from lung cancer, man. I'm disproving all the bullshit theories that you've heard your whole life. Oh, you better only hold it for 3 to 5 seconds or you're not going to have lungs left. Oh, because there's carcinogens. Anything that you smoke and combust creates carcinogens. Oh, it's cancer causing. Yeah, it would be a carcinogen if it caused cancer. But since it doesn't, it's not a carcinogen. And man, as much of that soot as I put in my lungs, I still don't have lung cancer. In fact, I'm healthier today than I've been in my whole life. Nobody's going to refute that, right? It's good information you get here. What can I say? I'm going to rip this bong now like a boss. I'm going to rip this bong like a boss. Like a bus. I just realized we're not seeing the Kick chat. Where's the Kick chat? What happened to the Kick? Oh, Rumble chat. That's what I'm looking for. Rumble chat. We're not seeing the Rumble chat. Oh, because there's nobody. It says live chat. I see it. Nobody said anything in the chat yet. Okay. Somebody say something in the Rumble chat, man. Rumble it all. Here, I'll rumble something off.
Dabs 4 days.
Ramble on the Rumble.
You'd be dead if you drank as much as you smoke. That alone says enough about the segregation against cannabis.
Yeah. If somebody had shots of alcohol and did a shot every time I did a bong rip, they would have been dead a long time ago. From alcohol
Bonsai
poisoning.
House.
Absolutely.
Morning.
Billy! I hear you, but I don't see you. That's weird, right? Bonsai House morning. You guys hear that?
CJ Hill. You're the og of the movement. Getting high and entertaining / teaching the masses. Dabs 4 days. The mysterious Bonzi.
He just said He just said morning. It didn't come up on this other chat. It's not coming up on this chat right here. That's weird, but it came up on the other
Bonsai
chat.
House. No.
No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Billy and Dabs, CJ Hill, and Pog, and everybody else who's here watching, man. Heavy P. Cheers, guys.
Bonsai House. I'm right here.
Three to 5 seconds. What a waste.
Bonsai House. I think my comments are quantum. One may split and act differently.
Right? Oh, I can turn my fan on. My dog's under here. Oh, I never took that wheelbarrow back. Oh, there's a hawk. There's a hawk right behind me. It's cool. It's cool. I don't know if he's
Bonsai
on
House.
in view or not.
I joke, but Google is indeed ran my giant quantum computer now.
Is that
Whatever the hell that means.
it? Is that it right there?
CJ Hill. It's UFO Hawk.
No, he's gone. He's gone. He flew away, man. He would have been on camera if I had brought that up a little bit sooner, but he flew. Oh, he's way over there now. He's way over there. He's pulling up a come on, let's see. There he goes. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's right behind this pole now. That's funny,
Bonsai
dude.
House.
He's up on a thing right behind
Note
this
that a
pole.
biological entity. Call Fox.
We'll try to get the best of both worlds here. If I turn my brightness up on my lights, we should be okay. You'll be able to see me and the hawk simultaneously.
Turn on the warm lies.
The hawk is out there. The hawk is out there hunting for moles. We'll turn our brightness up in here, man. We've got plenty of light on me, and you'll see the hawk as he spots moles in the lawn. You'll see him flying around grabbing them. He grabs them fast, man. He lands right on them and eats them, gulp, and flies right back up. Really, really fast. Beautiful. Look at that. I got a video of him yesterday spreading his wings out, just sitting there. He had his wings out in the sun. Really pretty. So, yeah, he's literally right behind this pole. I mean, if I went like this, wait, is that him right there?
Pog. These LED lights does a good job.
I can't tell if that's him right there or not. Is that the bird right there, guys? Is that him? Or is he over here? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm looking at. Maybe if I make the screen bigger. Oh, wait. I think that might be... Dude. I'm trying to make my screen bigger so I can see this.
Bonsai house. No, I zoomed in. Nothing moving.
No. He's I mean, it's hard to tell. I think he's right here. I think that's him. Oh. Uh-oh. This whole thing's gonna fall over. I don't know why. It must be on a wire or something. Oh, I can't see. Oh, it's being pulled over. There he is. That's got to be him right there. Yes.
Bonsai house.
Yes.
I have a 1000 times zoom on my Surface Touch.
That's him right there.
CJ Hill. They will sit perched on branches and stuff, not moving for periods, just stalking.
Yeah,
Joel Froggy.
he's looking for moles.
Have you got crocodiles where you are?
No, we've got alligators. It's like I want to see him do stuff. I want to get the full view, man, but you could see him. You could totally see him now, so it's cool. That is totally the hawk right there. And I wonder if I could zoom that.
Bonsai house. You do indeed have saltwater crocs, nay, and gators too.
Well, not here at my house. But you mean the state of Florida? Yeah. Uh-oh. My video config shows up underneath. That's weird. It's a pretty good zoom, man.
Pog. Can your window change colors?
Yes, it could. Dude, he's just chilling. He's just chilling. Look at it. You guys see him, right? Right there.
CJ Hill. I work as a nursery tech and I have 3 hawks that just fly above me all day and swoop down to get the field mice and baby birds.
Nice. I'm having fun. We're on nature watch. Nature watch. He's not going to sit there forever, bro. As soon as he sees a mole, he's going to go get it. There he goes. Boom, right here. Boom, got it. Ate it. Boom, that fast. Like a jelly bean. Like picking a jelly bean up off the ground, bro.
Dav's 4 days. I watched a family of bald eagles snatch and eat 4 fish out of the river. It was amazing.
And now I'm telling you, he's right here. He's very close. Beautiful. He's right there.
Dav's 4 days. Birds are superior.
They're dinosaurs.
CJ Hill. They are dinosaurs.
They are dinosaurs.
Bonsai house. Right, closest saltwater croc to you is South Florida. Naples at the closest.
I need to grab my bong and use it as a camera tripod. Here. Oh, he took off. Oh no, he's right there on the ground. Okay. He's right there. Now he's right there. Okay. I gotta stay fluid, like liquid. I gotta be water. He's getting very hard. He's being very evasive. He's going in places that are very hard for me to track. Being quite evasive. See, if I go up, it's too much tree up there, and if I go down, it's a frickin' banana tree over there. So that banana tree just happens to be right in the way. Oops.
Goodness. Can you scream for 100 buck?
I could scream for free. I mean, like, you know, the fact that you think you would actually give me $100 to scream on here. Number one, you probably don't even have $100 right now. Like, you probably couldn't even put your hand on $100. Right? Am I right?
Goodness. Do it please, emote 755497 emoji bubbly.
You do?
Goodness.
Okay.
I do.
Fuck you! How was that? Was that good? Did that count? Ugh. Scream for me.
Goodness. Perfect, thanks.
You're welcome.
Bonsai house. Oh snap. We were both wrong. Florida has 3 flavors. American crocodile, saltwater crocodile, and the American alligator. We have Australian beef.
Dude, I wasn't wrong.
Jobs 4 days. If they offer money for it, they obviously don't come
Don't
here
group
often,
me in.
LOL.
Don't group me into your, your wrong being
CJ
wrong
Hill.
club, bro. I wasn't
from the
wrong at
Hawkeye
all
State.
what I said.
I don't know if that helps my credibility as a hawk expert.
Yeah, I took that as a very local statement. Do you have crocodiles? Like right here where I have alligators. That's what I took that. The state of Florida? Yeah, I couldn't have really answered that, honestly, so I wouldn't have, because I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is here. Do we have Cayman? I don't know. No idea. So, I was just talking about like my little creek right here, bro. I thought that's what he was talking about. We're looking at a hawk in my backyard. You got crocodiles there? No, I got a hawk. And, I've let an alligator go in this creek before, but I've never actually seen one come up it.
Goodness.
But I
Do
know
you in France
they're
there
about
is?
1 mile.
Where
There's
could the
alligators
GHY
about
outdoors come La Pierre.
less than 1 mile away from me, about a half mile away from in this neighborhood.
Bonsai house. PSH, no, we only have alligators. Nay, July 31st, 2020.
Dude, he didn't say in Florida. He's like, the state of Florida? I didn't know, man. You're projecting right now, bro. I'm really good with reptiles. I'm real good on that shit. If I thought he meant, the United States or, the state of Florida, do you have crocodiles? I literally
Bonsai
don't
house.
know, so I wouldn't have answered the
I'm
question.
putting it on a shirt as we speak.
Go
Bro.
ahead. Go ahead, bro. Tell everybody you got me. Billy's playing gotcha. Oh. You're going to have to go back and review the tape and see what he asked me, bro. And understand that we were looking at a hawk in my
Bonsai
backyard.
house. Ha 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 ha.
This
CJ
is like,
Hill.
do you have bears? Yeah, I
Croc
got
vs.
bears.
Croc.
We got deer. Don't have alligators here, but I got an alligator about a half mile away, so yeah. You're wrong, Nay. You got something wrong. I'm researching and fact checking you, and I've found that there are crocodiles in the state of Florida, and that's not far from you. I'm even gonna find out where the city is, where they're closest to you. Look, 2 hours away. There's a crocodile 2 hours away from you. Yo, Nay, you got crocodiles? No, but there's some 2 hours away. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm just saying what I was meaning. That's all I'm doing. And once again, didn't know if there were crocodiles here or not in the state. I had no idea.
Bonsai house. You know a gator a mile down the road? Are you guys tight?
Not even a mile. Quarter mile. As the crow flies, a quarter mile. I'm sure that there is an alligator right now within a quarter mile of my house. I am positive that there is an alligator within a quarter mile of my house right now. We got so many of them. But I've just never seen one come down my creek. Ever. And I'm in that creek all the time.
Tom Rowe. Hi.
Hey, Tom. The hawk's right here now. He's going like, looking with one eye. He's like, better not be a mole. He's got his head totally turned around backwards now. Dude, I swear hawks and owls must be related. A hawk can totally turn its head around backwards.
Bonsai house.
Completely 180 degrees.
DeSantis should concentrate on gators instead of gay dudes. Cause feck a gator.
There's nothing wrong with alligators, bro. If you just leave alligators be, they leave you be. They're not out to get you. Now, if you got a small dog and you live on a lake in the state of Florida,
Dabs 4 days.
probably a good idea
Carl's better be careful.
not to let him go running around in the
Goodness.
backyard.
Nice mouse pad.
It looks real tasty to an alligator. Yeah, well, you know. Harles has other fish to worry about besides alligators. Dude, is he standing on one leg? Dude, this hawk is balanced on one leg right now. He's got one leg up like this. That is so cool. He's just standing on one leg, man. Where's my freaking camera at?
Dabs 4 days. I'm talking about the hawk. Bonsai house. Fact, they say aliens are here but we are not making any new laws. Guess what that means? If you see one, steal their shit. There is no law regarding violent crime against space aliens. Bonsai house. So punch aliens in the...
Quality of that video degraded rather quickly. So he wasn't standing on one foot. He had his foot, one foot was on one pole. He had his other foot up on the fence, but was higher up. So he wasn't balanced on one foot, but it looked like he was at first. It's pretty cool. This is really cool. I'd like to set it up so that when they come out here and do this, we can totally see them easily on camera. Get the, get some of these branches out of the way right here. Just cut like these branches off. Oh, there he goes again. Boom, gobbled it up. He just got another one. Dude, as soon as he lands on the ground, he grabs it and eats it. It's like boom, 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 gone. And then he just stands there for a minute and digests it. I wonder how many moles they need to eat before they're satisfied. It seems to be, to me, it seems like moles are their absolute favorite thing. It's like me drinking my coffee in the morning. It seems that they just freaking love moles so much. Kapapi and a bong rip. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Billy and Dabs and Panoose. It says nice mouse pad. It's not a mouse pad, but thank you. It's a dab pad. My mouse pad is right here. It's just black. Different. The mouse doesn't work so good on this thing. Yeah, it's reflective. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. Oh, let's do this. Shall we? There we go. There we go. Smiles, everyone, smiles. Why are we so backed out? It's like we can't see the desktop right here. Did I zoom? Did I zoom? I forgot I zoomed. I gotta unzoom it. I must have zoomed it and then forgot that it was zoomed. Yes. There, I could tell. I could tell. I was like, there was an issue there. Okay. Cheers, guys.
Bonsai house. At the American Eagle Foundation, the eagles get 3 rats per day or 1 fish. Then they puke up the bones. So if you see wadded up bones, it's the hawk's vomit. It's called castings.
What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? Okay, Google. What are all the differences between an alligator and a crocodile?
According to Captain Jack's Airboat Tours, snout, alligators have a wider, U-shaped snout, while crocodiles have a pointier, V-shaped snout. Water. Alligators prefer fresh water, while crocs tend to prefer saltwater or brackish water, which is a combination of saltwater and freshwater.
That's the fucking difference? It's the same goddamn animal. The fucking crocodiles are just alligators who are... No, my bad. Alligators are just crocodiles who are adapted to living on land. same goddamn animal, man. What the fuck? It's like saying there's a difference between. It's like, you know, what's the group? What's the group called? You know, what are alligators, caiman, and crocodiles are part of a group, right? What group would that be? Reptiles? Isn't there a subgroup for just them? You know, the ones with the goddamn leathery skin and the huge fucking teeth and the eyes on the sides of their heads? What's that group called? I don't know, man. Reptile. It's the reptile group.
Bonsai house. They are the same except crocs are big, have yellow coloring on their belly and a long head. The OP is called crocodilians.
Crocodilians. Yeah. They all came from the fucking crocodile. Crocodile's the OG. And then sex split off, you know, and came up on land and shit because of fucking hurricanes and flooding or whatever. They found themselves washed up on land and they found all these lakes and shit. They're like, dude, we can survive in these lakes.
Bonsai house.
Look at all these turtles.
Yes, gators are still crocodilians, which is also in the reptile species.
Got it. Crocodilians. Makes total sense, bro. I like shit that makes sense. They're all fucking crocodilians, bro. They'll all fucking kill you if they have the opportunity and they're big enough and hungry enough. Hey, not telling what's up. Dude, we need to change this chat so it looks like the other chat. It was blending. Oh, it's on screen. What? Subtract. Why does it disappear? Blending. Screen. I have to click this every time. Blending method. Blending method. Default. Blending mode. Darken. It's not working. Blending mode, screen. There's no. It doesn't seem like there's any transparency through it. Maybe because of the way it is. Oh, I see. It is, it is transparent.
But screw reptiles.
Where's the claw?
I had to sex a horse trailer full of crocodiles at 1 a.m. in August heat. Yup, finding crocs with my brother in the dark. They were set for the zoo. Bonsai house. But we had to separate the females.
So you had to sex you up some fucking gators, bro? See, this should be smaller. It could probably be like right here, bro. Look at this. Like it's all part of the same chat. This is, I don't know, dude. I think this is pretty smart. Just line it up. So it's all like one giant chat. That's everything, man. Everything will show up right there in the same place, where underneath where it says live chat. That's pretty cool. I like it. Use it. Use the chat, folks. And I will do this. I want to go like this. And the problem is, this is not okay. It is perfect. Okay, great. No problem. It's perfect. There. Look at that. You get it all. You get the dab mat. You get the lighter on screen. You get this bong. You get the grapes. You get the coffee. You don't get the coffee. Now you get the coffee. You get it all. Except the dabs, we haven't done a dab. Have we not done a dab? We haven't even done a dab today. We're just smoking flour. You're smoking flour. We're smoking flour.
Bonsai house.
Flour.
It's nasty. They have a bunghole between their legs. You gotta wrestle them upside down, shove your fin in its hole and feel for a worm thing.
Ugh.
If there's no penis, it's worth more.
Oh, God. My life just decreased in its value 35% for having that knowledge. I could have gone to the grave without knowing that, and I would have been a much better person. But you have ruined me with that knowledge, and I can never get it back. Billy Valentine. Billy, oh Billy. Billy, Billy, Billy. I shouldn't have brought it up, though, right? I shouldn't. I brought it up. I put it on the table. Billy's like, he put it on the table. You put the meat on the table. Billy brings out the cleaver.
Bonsai house. I stunk for days.
Oh,
man.
I don't want to.
No washing that off.
Stop! Stop it. My goodness gracious. Did you try alcohol, for God's sakes? 99.9%. Cuts through oils, bro. It's great for skunk. You get skunked and your dog gets skunked. Believe it or not, man, just a bottle like this and a paper towel is all you need. And you'll thank me. And people have thanked me before, and they're like, dude, of all the bullshit that I heard and whatever, I tried your isopropyl alcohol and my dog got skunked. It took his shit right off. It dissolved it. No one knows about this. No one knows about it. I used it firsthand because out of desperation on Roscoe. And I was sleeping with that dog on my bed that night. You get it all. You get the knowledge. My Jeep is so fun to drive around, oh my God.
Bonsai house. Itlin. If you put alcohol on it, you smell like alcohol. And gator vagina. I didn't try. No, it's just rank is all.
No, you won't know until you try it. I wouldn't know if it worked either, but it works on oils is what I'm telling you. It doesn't make you smell like alcohol because it evaporates, and guess what? Alcohol can be washed off your skin with soap and water. You know, and then you can use a skin lotion if it dries you out. But I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you personal experience, bro. I figured that shit out on my own. I should write a book. That should be like one of the chapters. You know, how to really remove skunk oil odor off of an animal or yourself. Wow, guess what? Alcohol removes it. It's amazing. It's like a miracle. Works like a dream. You know, you could cut it with water and keep cutting it and cutting it and cutting it and see how weak it could be, and then you could market a solution with that percentage of alcohol as a skunk
Bonsai
odor
house.
remover.
Right. I learned from a tropical plant guy that peroxide cures root rot.
That sounds right.
You pour 3% peroxide right in the dirt. Pretty cool.
That sounds like it would probably work. I've seen what peroxide does to different things. It's like crazy. I looked it up. I was just like, dude, what the fuck? What peroxide does to cells and shit? Have you ever seen that under a microscope? At that molecular level, it's like watching fireworks, bro. It's crazy. They're like fucking attacking that shit. Yeah, peroxide's amazing. It was peroxide versus bacteria. There goes the hawk. There goes the hawk. Look. Oh. And he got one. I bet you he already ate it, guys. That quick. Yep. Already grabbed it, ate it. You saw it on camera. Right there. Look, it's like the plant's reacting to my finger. That was weird.
Bonsai house.
You see it all.
No, I haven't seen.
You see
I mean, it is a hydrogen derivative, so I believe it.
Oh, it's pretty cool to watch. Actually, dude, I can't trust the goddamn search anymore.
Is hydrogen peroxide a really good antiseptic? Let's find out. We are going to add some to this bacteria sample.
Dude, how do you fucking mute this shit? Oh, there we go. Why do they move all this shit around? Hey man, I learned how to quick crop today. I'm all excited about it. You look at me go, guys. I'm just a cropping fool, bro. Watch this little video. That's the bacteria, and now here goes the hydrogen
I
peroxide.
like those lights on your desk. The square jobs. IDM. Plant shelves.
Just fucking wipes them all out.
Bonsai house. Whoa.
This is hydrogen
Bonsai
peroxide
house.
in blood.
Holy shit.
Hydrogen peroxide in blood under a microscope. Did you see what it did? This is bleach versus germs under a microscope.
Bonsai house.
Love these battles.
It's killing everything and putting up a wall. Trump peroxide.
Oh shit, dude. Look at that. Oh, bro, that's so badass. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that.
Bonsai house. Looks like little nukes.
That's bleach, dude. Here's iodine versus germs under a microscope. It's so funny, dude. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh. Dude, that was badass. I think that thing's all chilling. Chilling. Damn. Penicillin versus germs under a microscope. So we're making penicillin water. Oh shit, look at that. Some nasty shit right there. Oh my god, look at those little dudes. Good night. All things die. And then rubbing alcohol finished them off. That was the rubbing alcohol, I guess, right there. Crazy. So fucking stupid. Nobody cares about that shit, man.
Bonsai house. The cleaner fantastic kills ants on contact. Found out accidentally.
Really? That's great to know, man. That's really good news. I'll tell you what else works really good. Freaking peppermint water. Just water with a little bit of peppermint in it. A little peppermint oil in a whole thing of water, spray, kills the hell out of ants. I got a couple of big ant piles back here. Big ones. They need to be taken out. Slow the earth down. Joe Scott's hilarious.
Okay, so before we get started today, I wanted to just respond to, I've been getting a lot of comments about this poster behind me. People saying that it's crooked, and I guess it's like, I don't know, setting off their OCD or
Bonsai
something.
Noise.
But I'm not
Yeah, having the outdoor nursery is teaching me a ton.
sure what...
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I see it. All right, yeah, okay, so sorry to all the people whose day I apparently ruined because of this. Hang on, let me fix this. There. Better?
That's funny.
Mark Hoffman asked, seeing as how sea level is influenced by Earth's rotational velocity, could it be theoretically plausible that encroaching ocean waters might be mitigated through reducing the Earth's rotation? I would describe this as a really clever, terrible idea. Clever because, you're right, the Earth does have a bit of a bulge in the middle because of the centrifugal force from the Earth's rotation, which is about 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. Or 460 meters per second, which somehow sounds crazier to me. So yeah, all that mass gets flung out because of the rotation, meaning the sea level is a bit higher, closer to the equator than at the poles. So yeah, it does stand to reason that if you slow down the rotation, the water level would lower and maybe even counteract the sea level rise we're seeing from climate change. Great success.
Wrong. Wrong.
Okay, without even getting into exactly how we would, alter the Earth's rotational speed, I'll let you guys fight about that in the comments. There are a few problems with this idea. First of all that water has to go somewhere, and that somewhere would be in the upper latitudes. So yeah, that water would go down around the equator, but it would rise precipitously around the poles. But you're probably saying, Joe, of course you're right about that, like you always are, but you're forgetting that there's a lot more people living around the equator and the temperate zones than there are at the poles. Eat that, brain boy! To which I would say, really, brain boy? That's your worst insult? And then you would say, no, that's just what came to me in the moment. I could do a lot worse if I had a minute. And then I'd go, oh, like you had a brain glitch? And then you'd be all like, yeah, shut up. And then I'd say, oh my God, I'm the same way. Like the other day, I was introducing a friend to this other group of friends, and I just totally blanked on this one guy that I've been friends with for like 10 years. It was like it just fell out of my head. And you'd be like, I know, right? Like, what's that about? And we'd have a laugh about it, and we'd become friends. But back to this terrible idea of yours. First of all, there are still a lot of people living along coastlines in higher latitudes that are already dealing with sea level rise, like Amsterdam. Like something like this would just do it incompletely. Not to mention all the river systems that would be overwhelmed with ocean water, flooding cities way inland and destroying millions of acres of cropland with briny seawater. That could lead to food shortages. Plus there's the way this would disrupt ocean currents, which would create all kinds of chaos in our weather systems. It might push more warm water up into the Arctic, melting even more sea ice, which might completely undo the effect we were going for in the first place. But believe it or not, that's just the beginning of the problem. Because a slower rotation means longer days. Longer days means the Earth's surface gets exposed to the sun for longer, heating up the surface even more during the day and cooling it off even more at night, leading to hotter days, colder nights, which would probably lead to weather disruptions. But the worst part is, it's not just the water that experiences this centrifugal bulge. The land does too. Keep in mind, the surface of the Earth is just a bunch of thin plates like floating around on a giant sea of magma. So if we slow down the Earth's rotation and the land around the equator goes down and the land at the poles expand outwards, that's a lot of bending and flexing between those plates, which we would experience as massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions all over the place as magma squeezes out between these joints. So now you have dozens, maybe hundreds of volcanoes spewing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, further warming the planet, or the exact opposite effect. It'll just cover the entire planet in a haze of ash, blot out the sun, and then we got a snowball Earth for 100,000 years. Did I mention this is a terrible idea? But if you're totally dedicated to this idea, you're in luck because the Earth's rotation is naturally slowing down. It's got to do with gravitational friction from the moon, not worth going into, but yeah, Earth's day is increasing by 1.8 milliseconds per 100 years. So yeah, just wait about 5 million years.
World.
Problem
What is
solved.
vaping?
Donna Sawyer
Wrong
asked,
answers only.
solar engines, moving our sun through the universe. I've been seeing a lot on that recently, so I wasn't sure if there's been some new breakthrough. No?
It's a great question. What is vaping? Wrong answers only. Kai is a goth gay girl. Okay. Vaping is running around pretending you're a vampire. That's you're vaping. You go around with like fake teeth in, little fake pointy teeth.
Kai is a goth gay
We call
girl.
that vaping.
Bah ha 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 ha.
Pretending to be a vampire. My friend, when I first moved to California, when I moved into the When I moved into the new house, so I'd been there for 2 years. I'd been evicted, got into the new house. My friend...
Kai is a goth gay girl. It's funny you say that. I was doing a vampire cosplay with my girlfriend last HTLUL.
You were vaping. I'll smoke to that. Hey, you should subscribe to my channel. Across all platforms of social media. Nays Garden Show. I'm on all of the social media, all of the streaming sites. So turn on your notifications and come to my show. Do this bong rip for you. Cheers. Over there on the Twitch, we're watching some Joe Scott.
Kai is a goth gay girl.
Unless somebody's invented
Twitch
a Von
one
Neumann
will
probe that I
be
haven't heard of.
Well, then come follow me over on YouTube. Or follow me on Facebook, Ben Shader. Or follow me on Twitter.
Guten Hell.
Nays Garden.
Hey guys.
Kick. Nays Garden.
Kai is
Rumble.
a goth gay girl.
Rumble. Nays Garden. Yeah, I'm everywhere.
So yeah, a stellar engine
It's
is
all
a
Nays
massive
Garden.
Dyson sphere-sized mega project that would require millions of autonomous drones and probes to accomplish over several centuries. We'd have to mine every single asteroid in the solar system, and probably Mercury.
Cheers, everybody.
Mercury's a goner. We're going to totally dismantle Mercury someday. So many of you have seen this Kurzgesagt video on stellar thrusters. I'm assuming many of you have seen this. It got 16 million views, as I'm sure so will this video. But in that video, they talk about the Shkadov thruster, which is the most well-known type of stellar engine. It's a simple idea. Basically, you create a giant parabolic mirror, you put it on one side of the star, and it bounces all the photons and energy from that side of the star in the opposite direction, creating a thrust that moves the star slowly over time.
CJ Hill.
There's no moving parts, there's no
Vaping is when you
energy
chase crocs
required to
in
run
Nate's
it. All you have to
backyard.
do is build a giant mirror, roughly 1.5 times the diameter of the sun, which is 109 times the diameter of Earth. We may need more than Mercury, but given enough time and enough planets, some future super intelligent AI that's wiped out humanity could possibly build something like this and make it possible to scoot our solar system around the galaxy. The reason why they want to do this would be to avoid a collision with another star or maybe a supernova in the future, or say we found a habitable planet in another solar system, preferably a younger star, we could kind of mosey over closer to it and make a new home there. Might give us the ability to outlast our own sun. And by us, of course, I mean the technology that replaces us. There's some other ideas for this, like in that Kurzgesagt video, they talk about a concept called the Kaplan thruster that would basically feed off of the sun and create thrust by fusing helium into oxygen and then push against the sun with hydrogen jets. This is more complicated. I mean, it's a giant Earth-sized engine burning at billions of degrees for hundreds of thousands of years. So, I have a skeptical. But it would move us around a lot faster, so there's that. And there are other stellar engine ideas, but I mean, this is a project that would take tens of thousands of years at least to build, and literally millions of years for it to actually move us around the solar system the way we want. So that's why I say there's no way that the human race would be able to do this. I mean, we clearly cannot think that long term as a species. This is a project for some future species or whatever advanced technology replaces us. I hope they have fun with it. As for why you have been seeing more about this lately, I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes these subjects tend to just trend suddenly for no reason. As far as I know, there hasn't been any new breakthrough on this idea, but I could be wrong. My big question is, would it be more likely that we would develop warp drive technology to move around the galaxy and the universe? My bet is that we would develop that before we can make this happen. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Speaking of warp drives, Mike Reed asked, if we ever achieve warp drive and travel away from Earth, would it be possible to use a telescope and peer back into Earth's history?
Imagine WHST kind
Actually, yeah. Yeah, I think we could. Because yeah, if warp drive is faster than light, then wherever we stopped, we could turn around and look back, and the light that was hitting us would be from the past at that point. Now, we would need a very large telescope to be able to actually discern anything from Earth from that far away. But that's just a technical issue. I mean, I imagine if we can make warp drive a thing, we could figure that out. I mean, it would be like us being able to visualize aliens on an exoplanet right now. I mean, it would be that level of telescope. Now, another interesting thought is that if you were looking backwards as you were traveling in warp speed, would you see time go in reverse? Actually, I guess not. I guess if space-time was literally being warped around you, you wouldn't, well, I don't know. Maybe Brilliant has a course on this. I know they got one on gravitational physics. So yeah, right here in the classical mechanics course, you can scroll down past the Newtonian stuff and you get to reference frames, relativity, that kind of thing. Actually, they got a whole course here on special relativity that's in collaboration with Minute Physics. This is something else they've been doing a lot on Brilliant lately. They've been working alongside other creators like Real Engineering, Sabina Hassenfelder. So as you can see, it kind of starts with these fun animations and kind of sets up the whole thing. Got a nice little scroll bar at the top so you can see how far along you're doing. So this sets up the whole idea of relativity. As you can see, if you're on the water, you're moving slower than the guy in the balloon. So his motion relative to you is different from an outside observer. Now let's see, u divided by t? Incorrect. U times t. So I got it wrong, and it shows you the explanation right here to kind of explain to you why you got it wrong. But that's what's kind of cool about Brilliant, is it asks you to solve problems, and by solving problems, it kind of hacks your brain's natural ability to learn how to do this stuff in a way that some teacher at a chalkboard might not have been able to do. Brilliant does sponsor this channel, by the way, so if you go to brilliant.org/answerswithjoe, you'll get 20% off your annual membership, just saying. Oh, and 30 days free. I kind of didn't even realize they did that. So you get 30 days free, and then after that, it's 20% off for the rest of the year. It's pretty cool. They got a ton of different courses, everything from advanced calculus to quantum computing. I mean, all the stuff that you ever wanted to learn. And you can start as early and as far back as you like, depending on where your level is. I mean, there's like fundamentals of math, which is pretty much where I need to start. Logic puzzles, pre-algebra puzzles. Like, this is just a fun way to grow your brain. You even get to the physics of how to throw an axe. By giving the center a lot more functionality and interactivity to their quizzes, which only helps boost the understanding that this video is supported by Brilliant. Can we talk about the opening scene of Contact for just a second? If you've seen it, and I'm sure most of you have seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. It's this crazy 3-minute long zoom shot that starts like right outside of planet Earth and then zooms all the way out to the edge of the universe. And the point of it is just to, first of all, set up the ridiculous scale of the universe, but it also establishes a pretty important plot point that, basically explaining how radio waves travel at the speed of light. They do this by playing a cacophony of radio noise up close to Earth, where you can just make out modern music, or at least music from 1997 when the film was released. And as we draw backwards, the radio signals broadcast older and older music and news events until we reach the birth of radio technology, and then it fades out completely. Good old Robert Zemeckis and his sweeping metaphorical opening shots. It's a brilliant way of conveying some core concepts that you need to understand what's going on in the movie, but there's one thing in it that's always bothered me, and it's that they kind of got the scale off a little bit. I know it's nitpicky and a little NDT of me, but they show the years passing as we're still moving through the solar system. Like, for example, as we're passing by Jupiter, you hear this. Okay, so Bobby Kennedy was shot in 1968. The movie was released in 1997, so I guess that means that Jupiter is 30 light years away? A little inaccurate. But I get it. If it was accurate, we would have been out of the solar system in about 5 seconds and just been listening to radio waves on a field of stars, which is visually boring. So yeah, I get it. It's still a brilliant bit of filmmaking, and it really makes you think about, how far out into space our radio waves have traveled. How many stars have our radio waves passed, and how many planets might be orbiting around those stars? And on any of those planets, is anyone listening? One location that was featured prominently in the movie Contact was the Arecibo Radio Observatory, which unfortunately we did lose last year when the instrument panel fell down into the dish down below. But maybe it'll come back someday? Fingers crossed. But from its construction in 1969, it did do some great science.
Can you freaking believe that? Was that an earthquake that caused that? Can you freaking believe that? You want to let's watch that again, man. That's crazy.
One location that was featured prominently in the movie Contact was the Arecibo Radio Observatory, which unfortunately we did lose last year when the instrument panel fell down into the dish down below. But maybe it'll come back someday? Fingers crossed. But from its construction in 1969, it did do some great science.
I wonder why he doesn't say why it happened. It was suspended on cables. Dude, a cable just broke.
It was the first scientific instrument to detect a binary pulsar. It made a map of Venus that showed signs of volcanic resurfacing, and it kept track of several near-Earth asteroids. But what it's probably best known for is SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, probably partly because it was featured in that capacity in the movie Contact. In real life, Arecibo, of course, received many signals from deep space. None of them were of an intelligent origin that we're aware of. But in 1974, Arecibo attempted to send a message the other way. They modulated the frequency of a radio transmission to encode pictures of DNA, the stick figure human, and Arecibo itself, among some other stuff that I mentioned in a video from years back. It was created by Carl Sagan and Frank Drake, and it was mostly symbolic. They aimed it at a star about 21,000 light years away, and in fact, the star will have moved by the time the signal reaches there. That was intentional. But as the opening scene of Contact points out, we've been unintentionally putting radio waves into outer space for nearly 100 years.
Dude, the star will be out of range. It'll by the time the signal gets there.
The first commercial radio station went up in 1920, and we've just kind of been shouting into the void ever since.
They didn't think of
that.
that.
There's a radio bubble that we've created, a sphere of influence, if you will, 200 light years wide. That's friggin' huge. Just think about all the stars that might be inside that bubble, and all the planets in those stars. What would that look like? Turns out it would look like this. Or, well, hang on, let's move in a little closer. There it is. That's 200 light years across. Go us. I don't know, it makes me think of that scene in Titanic when they shoot off the signal flares trying to get help, and then they kind of scale it back, and you can see that like there's just this tiny little flare in the middle of the vast expanse of the Atlantic. It's just kind of like, just nothing. It's a weird connection, but my brain did it. So sure, next to the entire galaxy, that's next to nothing. But it's not just about distance, it's about stellar density. There's still plenty of room for stars in a 200 light year bubble. There's only one star system within 5 light years of Earth, and that's Alpha Centauri, with 3 stars and at least 2 planets that we know of. Expand that out between 5 and 10 light years, and 8 more systems appear. 2 of these systems are brown dwarf stars, and one's a white dwarf. Counting the sun, this gives a total of 15 stars in our 10 light year neighborhood. 4 can be seen with the naked eye. To see the others, you need a telescope or a good pair of binoculars. Now, it's worth noting that 3 of the stars on that list are those brown dwarf stars that I was talking about, and we didn't even know they were there until between 2011 and 2013. So even nearby stars can be hard to spot. And distant stars can be even harder, so we have to kind of do an estimate to get a full figure of our radio bubble. An estimate by astrophysicist David Palmer in 1998 concluded that the bubble contains some 14,600 stars. He based it off the stellar density within 5 parsecs of Earth, or 16.3 light years.
They're saying that there's a range to the signals that we can put out, and this is it. This is as far as it can go, and he's telling you what's inside that range.
Now, he picked 5 parsecs because the most accurate star catalog that we had at the time only went out that far, but of course a lot has changed since 1998. The most up-to-date star catalog we have right now is the Gaia catalog of nearby stars, and it's accurate up to about 10 parsecs, which is 32.6 light years. And this catalog suggests there are 464 stars within a 10 parsec bubble around Earth. Doing some math, that gives a stellar density of 0.11 star per cubic parsec, only 1/100th less than Palmer came up with. So that brings us to an estimate of 13,332 stars within a 100 light year radius of Earth. Now, that's nothing to sneeze at. For perspective, pretty much the most number of stars that you can see with the naked eye is about 4,500 stars. So take the most number of stars you could possibly see in the best conditions with the naked eye, double it, and then add 4,000 stars. All inside that tiny little dot. Pretty crazy. So is 13 to 15,000 stars the answer to our question? I mean, it's part of it. I mean, that's how many stars our radio transmissions have reached. Now, whether or not there's anybody at those stars listening to us, that's a whole other set of questions. 50 to 75% of stars in the Milky Way are thought to be red dwarfs. These are dim K or M class stars at the bottom right of the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram that group stars by brightness and heat. To give you some idea of the scale, our sun is a G class star with 2 to 3 times the heat and 3 to 30 times the brightness of a red dwarf. So in our 13 to 15,000 stars in our bubble, we can expect anywhere from 6 to 11,000 of them to be red dwarfs. The problem with that is that most of the rocky planets around red dwarf stars have to orbit so close that they become tidally locked, which I actually talked about in my eyeball planets video. Eyeball planets aren't the best candidate for life because that basically means that one side is frozen and the other side is scorched, and there's just sort of a ring around a polar orbit of the
Yeah, a ring, like Halo. Isn't that crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy if in those halos there was life?
Planet where liquid water could exist. which doesn't totally rule it out. There's still a possibility that life could spring up and evolve there, but another problem with red dwarfs is that they're highly volatile. Red dwarfs have a tendency to throw off huge solar flares that could possibly strip off the atmosphere of a nearby planet. Now, this doesn't mean that life couldn't have possibly sprung up on any of those planets. I mean, hell, we might even be able to survive on one of those planets. But the possibility of it being stable enough for life to evolve to the point of building radios, it's not the best bet. So right off the bat, we have to rule out the vast majority of the stars in our bubble. Now, there are some sun-like stars out there that are some pretty good candidates, but before I get to that, there is one other major problem we have to contend with. This is known as attenuation, which is basically the weakening of light and electromagnetic signals as they travel through space. Now, you've probably heard me refer to the inverse square law on this channel or in other places before. It basically says that the strength of the light is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. Put into something resembling plain English, the further a light travels from a point source, the more it dissipates and the weaker that signal becomes. Take Voyager 1. It's now 14 billion miles away, which is about 2/1000th of a light year. It's sending a signal back to Earth at a power of 22.4 watts, and by the time it reaches NASA, the signal has a strength of 1/10 of a billionth of a watt. Like, it's crazy that they can even detect that. And that's only 0.002 light years away. At 100 light years away, our signals might be completely indistinguishable from the cosmic microwave background radiation. In order for an alien civilization that far away to even detect us, it might require a planet-sized dish. Now, of course, when you're talking about aliens, there's always that magic alien technology that's so far advanced from what we can do that makes it possible for them to do that. Fair enough. But even if the attenuation problem didn't exist, there's still the habitability problem. So going back to where I was going before, how many rocky planets around sun-like stars are there in our 100-mile radius around Earth? In another paper from last year, in 2020, some scientists from SETI and NASA calculated the number of rocky planets in the habitable zone of stars that are G and K class stars within 32.6 light years away, in other words, 10 parsecs. And their answer, drum roll please.
0.
Four.
Oh, 4.
4. Now, if you apply that same density out to about 100 light years away, then it comes out to about 115 stars. But once you go through the Drake equation and rule out this and rule out that, and then you factor in the fact that, you know, these stars have been around for billions of years, and what are the possibilities that an advanced civilization would evolve in the same 100-year window that we did, it's not the best of odds. Now, that doesn't mean that nobody out there knows that we're here. You know, we've discovered plenty of exoplanets, and none of that had anything to do with any intelligent signals that might have been coming from those planets. We did it, mostly, using the transit method. Very briefly, the transit method is when you watch a star and notice it dimming on a regular basis. That usually means that there's a planet passing in front of it. Currently, what we learn from the transit method is pretty limited. We get its size, how far away it is from the star and all that. But when the James Webb...
You ever looked at a star and seen it like flicker and shit? And, you know, you're like, that's the sun, you know, what the fuck? What was that? What did I just see? It probably wasn't that, but...
Bonsai House. Rad.
I mean, I've looked at a lot of stars and I've seen some crazy shit.
Space telescope goes up, we're going to be able to see a lot more than that. We should be able to determine what's in these planets' atmospheres. When a star's light passes through a planet's atmosphere, the various elements in the air absorb the light in different ways. By splitting that light with a prism, we can pinpoint what wavelengths have been blocked and know what elements are present. And of course, if we find things like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and methane, then we'll have a pretty strong suspicion that that planet could support life. And similarly, we presume an alien civilization would be able to see us passing in front of the sun and see that there's something interesting happening here. Meaning there is a band traveling out from our star in 360 degrees where any stars in that band would be able to see the Earth transit and maybe determine that there's life here. And that even has a name. It's the Earth Transit Zone, or ETZ. So a recent article in the journal Nature put together a figure for the number of stars that are actually inside of our radio bubble and inside the ETZ. The author searched the Gaia catalog for targets in the Earth Transit Zone and found 1,402 stars in the zone now, and 1,715 have been there in the last 5,000 years. All of these are within 100 parsecs, or 32.6 light years of Earth. And when they restricted the radius to 100 light years, they found 75 stars that fit their category. Now, all of these were within, again, 100 parsecs or 32.6 light years of Earth, but then once they ran it through all their filters and picked out sun-like stars and, tried to figure for the ones that could both hear our radio signals and were in the ETZ, it came out to 46 stars. Now, at the time of this recording, none of those 46 stars are known to have a planet. But SETI telescopes are starting to focus more on those stars, so we may see something soon. And the first exoplanet host that we know will enter the bubble soon is Teegarden Star. So Teegarden Star is 12.5 light years from Earth, so it's well inside the radio bubble, but it is not inside the ETZ. It'll enter the ETZ in 2050, so maybe by the time that happens, they'll be able to pick up our signals from the 2038 Winter Olympics. Now, Teegarden Star is, yet again, a red dwarf, but Teegarden B and C are both in the habitable zone of that star and are thought to have thick atmospheres. Now, there are 3 stars that are currently within the Earth transit zone, but they're not quite inside of our radio bubble. They should start hearing our signals around 2159. But if any of those stars haven't...
They should start hearing us. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you later. Thanks for watching my show. I'm at Nays Garden Show on Threads. I'm at Nays Garden on Twitter. And I'll be there until I'm back over here. Turn on your notifications. Follow me across the board. All right, Nays Garden. Thanks, guys. Bye.